Okay, we're in Yamato now. So yeah, we do have technically our 4th character, but we can't use them until we find the batteries, so... it's going to be a while before we can actually use him as a character, but... looking at how fast this game is going so far, it probably won't even be that long. But anyway, down here we have a giant shrine, but I believe we can't enter it yet. Let's see. This door is closed with magical powers. Alright. What a very glorified explanation. Thankfully, though, we can undo the magical powers if we go this way. Because now we are in the Turtlestone Bamboo Forest. And in this area right here, we actually have an altar with a stone and 4 signposts. And what you do here is you have to push the rock, this rock right here, in the 4 different directions. And you'll receive something depending on where you push it. So let's see. Money makes the world go round. It will eventually come to you as well. Okay, so if we press it this way... a bunch of money will fall from the sky and we can all collect it and have a good time with it. We can finally buy that PlayStation 3 that we've always wanted with all this money. And all this money is actually making the game lag pretty badly. But there we go. Okay, we've gotten all the money. I believe if we push it this way... okay, yep. If we push it this way, we'll actually get a fortune doll, so we're going to push it this way next. Make sure it's even with the way I want to push it, because if it's not at the right angle, it won't move at all. There we go, another fortune doll. With another one, our health can increase once more. And I believe now we have to push it, I think, this way, I think. I could be wrong. Okay, no, not this way yet. I believe it's this way, then. Because the key to the closed-out Yamato shrine is this way, so this will actually open the shrine. We have no, like, real reason to go inside the shrine because you don't get any items or anything like that. But there are 2 fortune dolls here, so... you know, it's not a bad idea you come here. Especially if you want some health later on. Okay, so I believe this first fortune doll is actually kind of tricky to get, just because of the angle you have to jump. Okay, let's see if I can... oh, dang it. I wasn't ready for that. I moved up the platform way too early, so let's try that again. If it gets to the point where I'm doing this a ridiculous amount of times, I'll just, you know, off screen and then show myself getting it, but still. Surely I can make this small little hop. Okay, there we go. And there we go! Our health has increased. Hooray for health. And a lot of you guys have actually been asking me, like, why haven't I been using some of the other characters, like Abisumaru? I will be using them later on in the project, because, you know, I mean, you have to use everybody. I wouldn't say an equal amount, but you will have to use, like, all the characters in specific areas and situations, because of their unique items and their special powers, so... We'll see plenty of all the characters in this project, so don't worry about that. I'm kind of just using Yai right now, because I actually like using Yai. Oh, crap. Ah, dang it. Okay, well, I fell down a little bit. But yeah, I do like using Yai. Like, she's probably my second favorite character in this game. So I will probably be using her a little more than some of the other characters, but... you know, that's just the way I play. We will be seeing all the characters, though, so don't worry about that. If you were worried about that. Okay, I believe we're almost at the top here. And over here we have a... surprise pack! And that basically gives you an increase on the number of lives that you have. So we have 3 lives instead of 2 lives. Again, losing all your lives is not a big deal because you'll just get a game over. And I think you'll still, like, start from, like, where you died anyway. But still, I mean, well, I'm not really sure. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I've gotten a game over, so I honestly don't really know to begin with, but I assume it's nothing that drastic. Because this game really isn't that hard anyways, so even if it is drastic, it shouldn't actually, like, affect you that much, because you're probably not going to be in a position where you do get a game over. Unless you, like really suck at the game or something. Okay, back in the bamboo forest. There is another path that will take you through another part of the bamboo forest, which will take you to where I'm going next. But I'm going this way because if you go this way, I believe you can get a fortune doll pretty easily. Wait, which gate is it? Okay, no, not this way. I believe it's this one. Okay, yes it is. So we're going to push it this way now. Again, if I can actually line up the rock correctly. And now we will warp over here to the Awaji Island. Gonna go through this gate right here because we're on a boat. But not really. Okay, there's a stone formation over here, which I believe on top of one of them is actually a fortune doll. So, gonna get that. Ah! Oh, that's another thing I like about Yai. Whenever you, like, attack an enemy with them, most of the enemies will actually be split in half because, you know, she's using a knife. Which is actually kind of cool and kind of funny, too. Especially when you get those, like, flying cat guys. Or flying cat robots. They're not really, like, enemies or anything. They're robots, so... And they're robots that are actually, you know, trying to kill you, so... It's not necessarily a bad thing that you're destroying them. And there we go! Silver Fortune Doll. We're almost close to getting another piece of health. Okay, but where do I go next? I think I have to find another gate. Another one of those, like, red gates. I don't know where to look, though. Is it over here? Is it on the boat? No, it's not. It might actually be over here on this island. I probably just, like, missed it or something. If I can actually climb up the hill. Wait, no, it's not over here. Where's the gate? Wait, is it on the boat? Okay, no, it's not on the boat. Maybe it was on top of the island, I just didn't see it. Yeah, that's probably what happened. So yeah, I'm gonna climb back up here. I didn't think it was though. I don't remember seeing it at all. Although I guess the camera is a little weird, so... Okay, yeah, it's right here. I didn't see it because it actually, on my TV screen, it actually blends in with the sky. So I couldn't really see it. Okay, here we go. Now we are back at the main part of Awaji Island. And now we can actually continue. I believe this is a coffee shop right up here, so I'll go ahead and pay this place a visit. You will probably want to find all the coffee shops in the game, because later on we'll get an item that will actually warp us, or it will allow you to warp to specific towns and coffee shops. And that can be very helpful if you have, like, all the coffee shops found, because then you can warp around the map pretty easily. Although there's not really much backtracking in this game. And when you do have to backtrack, it's usually to a town, which are automatically added as warp points anyway, so... You probably don't have to do that, but it does make, you know, some parts a lot more convenient to do. And I believe right here... Yep, Fortune Doll. And the stupid robot's trying to kill me. Die. Okay, there we go. Okay, swim through the water, because you're swimming very slowly right now. And I believe we actually have another boss fight coming up here in a little bit, so... Well, I can actually have quite a bit of recording time left. I've only been recording for about a half an hour, and I usually post things in 20-minute segments, so I still have to pretty much record for another half an hour, but that's not a problem for me. I do not have a problem with that. Okay, so here we have the Tourist Center. This is the Wedo Tourist Center, Awaji Island branch. We will carry you to Shikoku at once with our proud dragon. Is what we really want to say. Our proud dragon has suddenly gone wild and cannot carry you now. Can someone do something about this? Okay, we'll try to do something. Okay, hop on the back of this dragon and... Okay, so yeah, we'll try to solve what's going on. Oh wow, that's a giant dragon. Okay, so this is perhaps one of the glitchiest parts of the entire game. And it won't really be relevant right here, though. It'll be more so later on when we get to the end of the dragon and actually to the boss fights. But this part right here is very, 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 very glitchy. If you get hit, you'll sometimes, like, glitch all across the dragon's back and you'll, like, easily fall off. And it's a lot more annoying during the boss fight because the dragon actually tilts during the boss fight. So it's not a lot of fun. Okay, here's the boss right here. What is it? What? Do you suppose that machine? Aha! Aha! Testing, testing, testing. Ahem. Well now. Ta-da! You're absolutely right. We kidnapped kids with dancing talents using this dragon. I, the mighty Colin, am so smart. Might you be one of the Peach Mountain guys? My. How do you know about us? Ooh! I get it. You must be the annoying clowns Baron was talking about. Annoying clowns? What? Anyway, I'm going to beat you all up. Control machine, go get 'em. Okay, so here's the control machine. As I said earlier, this fight is very, very glitchy. Try to keep your distance and try not to touch them. In fact, I actually recommend using the chain pipe for this, because with the chain pipe, you're assured to be away from them. And you really do not want to take damage, because if you do, you're probably going to fall off, so be careful. The only problem with the chain pipe, though, is it has a very, very small hitbox, so you're not guaranteed to hit them all the time. Just do your best, and if it's not working, you can just try to do normal strikes. It's really not that hard to avoid the projectiles, but still, keep in mind that if you do get hit by one, you probably are going to fall off. And even though I'm not doing a very good job of doing it, try not to jump either, because jumping can sometimes activate the glitchiness of this fight as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, that really wasn't that bad. If anything, the chain pipe actually does more damage than the normal weapons, so that's something you might want to keep in mind. I'm not even going to ask how I landed softly from that. Oh god, that had to hurt. What's going on? What, was that you, the dragon? Yes, it was me. My name is Koyuta. What's been going on all this time? Yes, Dragon, who had been hypnotized by the Peach Mountain, was actually none other than Koryota, the son of the Dragon God. Goemon and his allies explained everything to Koryota. Oh no! So you're telling me that I was the one out there kidnapped kids all over the place? I don't know if I can recover from this. I'm a bad guy, a villain, a criminal, a demon, a devil, right? Calm down, calm down. You were hypnotized. There was nothing you could do that could have done about it. Whatever. I can't read properly. But still, by the way, don't you remember anything that happened? Like, where did you take the children? Ah, yes! I love when they say yes like that. That's right, the hot springs. Hot springs? I remember going to the Dogo Hot Springs, just west at Iu. The Dogo Hot Springs? That's a popular spot. Koryuta, you must return to being just a tourist as soon as you possibly can. I will rescue the children myself. Really? Thank you very much. Oh, here's something. Please take this. What is this flute? At any time or any place you play that flute, I will arrive right by your side in dragon form. I will take you to any town, village, coffee shop, or castle you've been to. That would help tremendously, but I have no idea how to play the flute. I know how to play the flute. Me too. Okay then, Yai, I'll hand this flute to you. Why not me? Because, Abisumaru, you can't use items. Okay, so this was the item I was talking about. Oh yeah, you can't use the flute inside of a castle or store or building or anything like that, so keep that in mind. You have to be in the outside. But anyways, yeah, this is the item I was talking about earlier, the flute. So if you have the flute, you can actually warp to any coffee shop, town, village, or castle you've been to, so... that's why I recommend that you try to get as many coffee shops as you can, just to make traveling a lot more convenient for you. That's just my opinion anyways. You don't have to share my opinion or do it that way if you don't want to, but it makes things a lot easier, I will say that much. Especially when you get to a certain part of the game where you're like at the farthest point away from Oedo Town and then you have to go back to Oedo Town, so... Okay, so now we're climbing this mountain. And I think there's a coffee shop right here, so... Hooray, we have another warp point. Hooray for that. So if we ever need to climb this mountain again, we can. But yeah, we need to climb this mountain right here because there's actually an item that we need for the next castle. And while we're talking about it, or not necessarily talking about, like, this, but, like, when we were talking to the dragon, we actually kind of mentioned a plot point that was kind of missed. Basically, the Peach Mountain guys are actually kidnapping children. Which, jokes aside, that's actually, like, the main part of the game, like, from this point to a little farther on. And the reason they do that is they're kidnapping children with dancing talents, which doesn't really, you know, make much sense, but, like, it'll be explained as the game goes further, so don't worry about that. I really don't know how to explain it right now without spoiling it, so, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it at this moment. But yeah, basically, the Peach Mountain guys have kidnapped children, and now we're trying to rescue them, so that is what we're doing. It's Compura, not Campari. Well, that's besides the point. Put 5 Rio into the offertory chest at the shrine. If you do this, you will receive help from God. Okay. Well, we're gonna do what that man says because, well, he seemed like a nice guy, so let's just throw 5 Ryu into the shrine. Yes, I have hereby received your Medal of Justice. And then Goemon receives the Medal of Flames. By continuously holding down the B button and then letting go, a powerful medal surrounded by flames will be thrown. The torch can also be lit by using this. So, Goemon has another attack. If you hold the B button after throwing some Ryo, you can actually throw a fiery version of Ryo, which will actually light torches when you need to light torches. You actually do need this item by the second castle, so make sure you pick that up while you're over by this area. It'll save you a lot of time and backtracking if you do that, so good idea to pick that up, just my opinion.